Ichigo, yahoo! Hi everybody! I have a different mic today, I'm sorry. Let me know if it sounds really ass. I'm really scared. I can hear it, I don't like it, but it's better than what we had. I know, I can't laugh. I'm not allowed to laugh anymore. I can't let out a little giggle. Hello? Oh, 1 second. I need to go, do something. Okay, I'm back. What is it? What is it, Hyper? How are you all? I messed with my mic a bit. I don't know how else to make it not, bassy. I'm not sure. I removed the gain and stuff. If anyone has any epic ideas, let me know, please. Feel free. Hello. Hello. I didn't get how you, Angel. I'm sorry for being gone. Oh, I have a Guinness. Let's get that out of the way first. I have regular Guinness Drought Stout in the amazing black bottle. But this will make it better to understand you. What? No, you're lying. You're lying. You're making it up. And I have a clean Guinness glass. Can you guys hear it? Because I know this mic is crisper and it doesn't quite pick up like me hitting my desk as much. It doesn't sound like bass boosted when I hit my desk, and I'm scared you guys won't be able to hear me swallow anymore or crack open the can and hear the bottle. Crack open the bottle and hear the bottle cap fall down. Let me know if you guys can hear this. ASMR. Guinness ASMR. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can do a good pour. Happy 4th of July. It's 4th of July today. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, yo! Never mind, I fucked it up. Oh, shit. It was so beautiful for a minute, chat. It was like... the head was so nice on it. And now it's like about 1.5 inches thick, and I fucked it up. So I'm gonna let that I'm gonna let that shrink for a bit. 3DS. Maybe you're just crazy, Hyper. I think everyone else is group gaslighting you, and I think I'm gonna start doing it. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I agree with you, but nobody else does. So I need to conform. Holy shit! I can hear my piercings in my mouth. Oh, you guys can't though. That's pretty good. Too much foam? Yeah. It's not like smooth either. I like the foam if it's like smooth. You can give me a glass full of that shit, I'll be happy. But it's bubbly, and that's no good. Oh, is my glass dirty? Oh no! My glass has air bubbles in it. Oh, that's a bad pour. Alright, let's take a sip anyway. That's still a Guinness. And it's from a Guinness glass. Glorious. Alright, I'm checking Steam per the boys' request. Waiting for Goose to come here. Goose? Which Goose? The Goose? Oh, the Goose! The Goose person! I remember what you're talking about now. Oh, did you send me Hyper? Deltarune, hold on. I'm trying to figure out why I sound like I'm in a COD lobby when I giggle. Let me describe what happened, and I'll try not to get sidetracked with ADHD because it's been a month and I want to talk a lot. And I'm debating if I want to talk later and just focus on 4th of July today. I was gonna do karaoke, but then I got shy. Thank you, Hyper, for the Deltarune. Thank you, thank you. I forgot the full game? Is it the full game that's out now? Let me see if I can read this. Itut Nashi? Привет. Братья. Привет. I tried to do, okay, the video I posted it, I tried to do it in completely Russian. I wrote it down in Russian as well. That was my first try, and I spent about like 30 minutes on it. I got like 1/3 of the way through, but I was like, oh, I bet nobody's gonna understand this anyway. But I wanted to really try and say it in Russian, because I thought it'd be fun. Keep disappearing for a month. I know it's against my will. I'm just gonna blame my dad for everything, actually. Oh, thank you, spasiba. That was awesome. Epic Russian pronunciation. Pokemon's out now. I see. Thank you. That makes sense. Oh, dang. I really wanted to grind this more. Well, in Japan, technically, it's not summer break yet. It's in August. And it's only a month long. So I should be grateful that I have a month left. Okay, the head on my beer shrunk. I'm gonna try and... Maybe it's just like where my mic is here. Oh no, that's pretty bad still. I can't breathe. This is just the way it is. In Japan, okay. I was scrolling on Pinterest a few months ago, and I've been like, I don't consume any Japanese media at all currently, aside from anime, and even that's painful. And I was scrolling on Pinterest and I saw like one of those like streets in Japan, or like maybe another Asian country, but I think it's Japan. It had Japanese in it, and I was like, you know what? That's pretty. That makes me remember happy things. So I pinned it regretfully, and I kept getting more and more pictures, and I was like, ugh, fuck. I need to go back. I miss it so much. I'm going crazy. And it's really tempting. What mic is this? This is a headset that was just laying in a box. I had my blue snowball, and I was setting up my computer. I was actually planning to stream at 7 p.m. 12 hours ago. I was getting ready to. And I was like, I just need to plug my mic in. I'll be all good. And I was like, oh, I need to tweak it because I remember my PC is loud. So I was messing with the, like, whatever. I messed with one setting. And I was like, oh, that's not working. So I looked up a YouTube tutorial, and that just made it worse. That fucked it up. And it was just, like, actually unfixable. I fucked with it for, like, 5 hours straight, and nothing made it better. And it was at a point where, like, it would bass boost my keyboard, and then my voice wouldn't even pick up. I was so confused. So this is what we have now. Yeah. Oh, this is good beer. Hold on, I'm taking another swig. No, glory to Guinness, glory to the Irish. Hey, Cheer, you're going to update your... I read that as white because of TikTok slang. Your YouTube schedule, or don't you even have consistent one yet? I will have a consistent one, I think. Ideally. It should be this week. I don't like anything random's gonna pop up this week. I'm almost completely moved in. I just have like a few clothes that I need to get from my grandparents' house, and then I think like maybe like a bar of soap that I left there. And a bunch of goose shit. I have a goose shelf in my goose plushies, and I didn't take those because I didn't want anything to happen to them, so I took them last. And then that'll be it. So I think it'll be good to make a schedule. There's like 2 projects I wanted to check in on and micromanage, but I think I should be able to stream as well. I keep burping, holy shit. Yeah, those apartments for rent in Japan videos agonize me because I pay a lot for the thing that I'm in right now. Take me with you? Bro, it's like, it's not cheap to go to Japan. It's like, it's cheap to go to Japan. It's not cheap to like pay for whatever is giving you your visa. You said even more cuter. No, yeah, I'm not cute. Or whatever cute is. I forgot cute. Whatever, yeah. Yeah, cute. Lucky she's streaming at all. Yeah, I hate you guys, and I hate streaming, and I hate being a VTuber. Like, go away. I'm kidding. And you should do some 2008 COD trash talk. What did I say? When I hear the fire alarm. Ichigo wants to become second quarter, but for now she's copied one thing. Consistency. Yeah, I need to start drinking and singing country roads. I was gonna sing leftist carols, which are just working class songs of my choosing today, but then I got shy. And they're all like old songs because I was raised by a white stoner hippie. So they're all old, so they don't have instrumental. So you guys would just have to hear me sing along to an old man. I could sing the socialist. I wanted to sing the socialist national anthem. You would have had to use the mic to default essentially. It's not so much the mic, it's the mic, it's $80, but it's like it's good for singing recording and voice acting recording, and that's what I got it for when I was a kid, I guess. And streaming is a little different because you have to tweak your audio live, and I never thought about that when I got it because I was a child. And I had it set pretty good, but now that I have a machine underneath my desk, and soon on my desk, it's really hard, and especially because of how loud my keyboard is, it really wasn't having fun. So when I went to my laptop to try and copy off the settings, I realized that Streamlabs already updated my settings from this computer onto that one, and everything I had done is gone. Shelf sounds pog. Starting to take the last look. Thank you. Yes, there's a shelf in the corner of my grandparents' house that has all of my goose stuff on it that I've collected. And they said that they're gonna be sad when it's gone. I overheard them saying they have to go through the like empty nest feeling again because like my mom moved out, and then I moved, and then moved back in, and then moved back out to another country, and then moved back in, and now I'm moving back out again. So they're pretty sad. I think they wanted me to stay longer. I'm pretty sure they didn't mind. I don't know if the mic is just picking up my breathing because I've been breathing heavier today. It was worse earlier, and I can't find my inhaler, so I'm just like huffing and puffing into the mic. Like I'm like overweight or something, or out of shape, either or. Those videos, they make me want to cherish and value my life because cheap rent, yeah. In Japan my rent was $320 a month, and I was told that that's expensive. Like when my classmates asked me how much my rent was, and I said that, they were like, "Oh my gosh, are you rich?" I was like, "No." It was just like a little studio apartment. Man, I miss my apartment, bro. Cause I hate change. I'm such a nostalgic person that refuses to move on and grow with the times. I would definitely try and get that exact same apartment complex. I miss it so much, and I loved my neighborhood. They say all slurs. I was about to just like drop it on the mic here, but I wasn't certain how I want the N-word debut to go. You're drinking now, so I sing Country Roads. I think my version of Country Roads is Highwayman. I like that one a lot. Were you gonna be both, bro? Lower, what the lower chest? Like bottom of your ribs? Gaijin rent tax? Perhaps. I was never called a Gaijin. You already inward debuted. I had the screenshot. No, I had to say it. I was thinking, I was like, would I ever get high on live? But I don't think so, because when I get drunk, I just get tired. When I get high, I get like actually insane. Like, I wouldn't be like bad per se. I would just be like really unhinged. I'd just be coming up with amazing ideas and jokes and thoughts, and I'm like, wow, this is the greatest idea I've ever had in my life. My lower ribs hurt too. I can't lay on my stomach because they hurt. So we're exactly the same. There was something I wanted to say and I completely forgot. I guess I'll talk about where I moved. Since it's been very chaotic, I guess I'll fill you guys in. There was also the Dominic Vanucci incident. That was something. All within the first week of being here. I just cover Not Like Us, and I just give him a little mention. I thought about, like, I was like, okay, what if I, like, jumped him and took him into the woods and, like, blindfolded him and took a bunch of photos with him, with me just, like, a big old smile and, like, a gun held to his head. And he was blindfolded, and I'm a niche VTuber. So would they know? Like, would that be intercepted at all by the government if I did that? Dominic, if... Do I need to go in chronological order now of everything that happened this month. I'm just gonna edge you guys with that information. It's really nothing to giggle about, but I have no other way to cope other than being homicidal. I still haven't heard from my cousin, by the way. Should I check on him? The last I heard, he said I'm going to go there and do something, and I was I was like, okay. I didn't really talk to him much. Ichigo's Bizarre Month. Check what? I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off. Can I even say this on YouTube? Oh, also this mic turns off if I move it around, so let me know if I, like, suddenly become quiet. Oh, you guys can't hear me breathe anymore. I found it. Never mind. It peaked. It peaked because I was clapping. I got too happy. With my big ass hands. I'm just gonna rip. I'm gonna say something, and you guys are gonna have to chill out really, really fast, okay? Everyone's gonna have to take a big, deep breath, alright? So, this is gonna sound, kinda crazy, but, my, close family friend, it's so goofy. Oh my gosh. I can't take him anywhere. You guys aren't gonna laugh, but he got arrested for multiple counts of child pornography and also stealing little kids' panties and having a child-sized sex doll in his room. And now he is a felon and is in federal prison. Anyways, so this month was crazy. I moved into my new apartment. I was more upset a month ago. And now I just feel violent. He died in prison? No, not yet. But I'm eagerly checking. I'm eagerly stalking the whole court case. And I'm stalking the court case, and I will keep you guys updated. So back to my theory. If I took him to the woods, that Italian, yes, that Italian. If I took him to the woods and took a little photo shoot with, like, me just smiling next to him with, like, a firearm and him, like, blindfolded, and what if I left him there? Like, would anybody actually care? Like, be honest. Like, if I left, like, a screenshot of his, like, criminal charge on his body, and he just has to sit on the path till someone finds him, do we think that anybody would let him go? Do we think that anyone would really try hard to find the person who did that? I wouldn't care. I don't know what the... Okay, they confiscated his computer, and I was really worried because I thought I might get somebody to show up to my house and ask me questions. We got Ichigo pedophile ties before GTA 6, and he's not gonna be able to play it. He was also a stoner, and he's probably going through withdrawals right now. But what if I covered Not Like Us and just, like, dissed him in there? Anyway, that happened the first week I got here. I was already having a bad week, so I moved in. I was, like, optimistic. I wasn't, like I wasn't expecting any, like, heavenly rental. I feel like every rental is like a nightmare kind of in its own special way. But I didn't come in, like, in a shitty mood. So I moved in. That'll be funny, thank you. I moved in, my landlord was slightly odder than when I met her. And she got all weird about the insurance being under her name and not mine. I was like, okay. And then, she brushed a hair onto my floor, which in Japan that would have been unforgivable, but this is America, so we're allowed to do that. Also, it wasn't clean. There were just like bugs everywhere. There was dust everywhere. There was like blood on the ceiling in my room. So I cleaned that a few days ago. And then there was like an actual like shit stain on the floor and the wall, and then the walls are dirty. And I'm not allowed to paint the walls because they've allegedly just been painted. And there's like chips and shit. There's probably like way more stuff that I'm not remembering because this month has been crazy and every day I've cleaned or fixed something. And so I moved in, the faucet was leaky, I had to call a plumber to come fix it. I could see about like 3 to 4 inches by 4 inches of daylight through my back door. And I submitted a work order. I was like, hey, there's just like a straight up hole in the door and bugs are coming in. And then they deleted it, so I was like, alright. I tried to sleep my first day here. I was on the floor because I didn't have a bed. And my cousin was here, not the boy, the girl. And she stayed with me because it's like a new house and I didn't want to be all spooked out. And she's older than me, she was like, I'll go with you, little cuz. I was like, alright. So we were having a little girls' night slumber party. And we were sleeping on the floor. And she's like, oh, what is it? What's it called? Hypochondriac? I don't know, one of those like paranoid people. And we were trying to go to sleep. It was already late because we got like a late start to the day in terms of driving all the way over here and moving some stuff in. And then she suddenly sat up and was like, oh my god, there's a spider, there's a bug in the bed blanket pile. I was like, I sat up, there was nothing there. And I was like, it was like 3 a.m, right? And I was like, I don't want to be rude, but it's already hard enough to fall asleep in a new house. And you getting up and screaming that there's bugs in the bed isn't really helping. She was like, okay. I was like, alright. And I was really bitchy, but it also wasn't really my fault. Which I don't know if I want to get into that, but I was kind of a bitch. But it was like semi justified on all ends. We were all irritable, alright? So that's why I was that way. And then I started drifting asleep. And I felt something crawl on me. And I like locked in, like I didn't freak out or anything because I knew if I freaked out, she was gonna freak out. And I didn't want her to freak out. I really didn't. So I sat up slowly and turned off my flashlight and it was on her, bro. It was a fucking brown recluse. And I just like slapped that shit onto the floor. And she was like, oh my god, what? And then she was like, oh my god, that's a brown recluse. And then, so we got up. That wasn't very fun. We went to the living room because it's like bigger. Or like maybe it's because like we're closer to the walls or something. So we just went like far away from outside walls. And there was like, there were so many problems. It was just like, I don't want to nitpick, but there were just like a lot of problems. Like everywhere I turned, something was broken. And I did the walkthrough. Like I went into the walkthrough like expecting to be like strict, because everyone tells you like you gotta be strict, you have to take pictures of everything that's wrong and all that. But it's like you cannot find everything that's wrong in the place in like that time. And also that's why my family came with me, was to help me, because I'd never done a walkthrough. In Japan I didn't have to do a walkthrough. I went to the place and I went to the place to pay my rent, and then I went to my apartment and it was spotless and nothing was broken. I didn't even have to call maintenance once. A brown recluse spider. So I'm not used to having to like fight tooth and nail for just like okay living conditions. So we went to the living room and I saw that my cat had locked onto something. And I think we had found like other bugs too. I just don't really remember because there were just so many everywhere. And there was this big black thing crawling on the wall, and I was like, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know what it is. This is horrible. I hate this. I hate it here. And it was the biggest ant I've ever seen. It was like an inch big. It was like a carpenter ant, but like a mega big carpenter. I was like, what the fuck? And then at this point, she started crashing out. She was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I need to sleep. I'm having heart palpitations. I was like, I was trying to like walk in. I was like, I started like, I wasn't complaining anymore. I was trying to be calm. I was like, it's fine. Bugs enter houses. Species name, is it not called brown recluse? They have the violin head. Yeah, they are. They're really good. He locks on to everything. And I was like, because I feel like when people start panicking around me, I just kind of start acting like apathetic on purpose. Like I don't try to like, if it's like a panic attack like that, I don't try to like validate it, you know? I feel like that sounds bad, but I just like, I try to like not encourage it to continue. I try to be like, oh, that's not gonna happen. That's not logical. Why would that, like, you know, like, why would that happen? Calm down. And I was trying to act like unfazed by everything, even though I wasn't having a very good time. And it kept going. She was like, I need to go to sleep. I can't do this. My heart's beating. I was like, do you need to go to the emergency room? And she was like, no, it's okay. I was like, okay. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I feel so bad. I was like, I feel like it's kind of cruel to make me as someone who has chronic illness like comfort like a, what the fuck is it called? I don't know. You guys know what it is. Hypo. The people that think that they're always sick or something. I was just like, I can't. You know what? You're right. I can't do this either. So I was like, I put my cat in the cat thing, and that's how I got that devious ass picture of him, and he wasn't very happy, and I wanted to cry because he was miserable, and I feel so bad every time I think about it. He's just a poor baby, and I put him in there. It was 4 a.m. I was like, we are driving all the way back to Kansas City. It was like an hour drive at 4 a.m. and neither of us had slept, and yeah. So that was fun. I miss my cat now. I feel bad. He's out in the living room. I turned the TV on for him so he's not lonely. I need to go kiss him. I feel bad. I still feel bad. I feel bad about shoving him in the box, but it had to be done. And he wasn't very happy. It is extremely clean, but people also cough everywhere. That was the only thing that caught me off guard. Yeah, I agree, Rostomer. So I came back. I didn't get all moved in because I was apprehensive to move things in because of how dirty the house was. So I'm not allowed to paint, and at this point I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever I want here. I'm probably not gonna get that security deposit back anyway, because that's just how it goes. I'm gonna paint this shit, I'm gonna clean this shit, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. So I vacuumed all of the rooms and stuff, and I'm planning to shampoo, but I'm glad I didn't because my house kept flooding. That's another thing. The house kept flooding because the sewage was completely unusable. And my landlord yelled at me for the biggest flood that happened last week or a few days ago. Yeah, okay. I can't even remember. It's been such like a stressful week. I mean, month. I cannot remember all the things that were wrong. But I'd come in, I ran a load of laundry, and I was cooking, and my feet were wet, and I was like, oh, and I looked, and there was just a little trail of water coming through from the bathroom. Another fun thing about this house is that it's old and it's sunken in, so if you spill something, it's going to travel a long ways throughout the house. It will not stay in one spot. I'm sitting on an incline right now, actually. So I wiped it up. I was like, oh, there's fucking water leaking out the bottom of the toilet. And it's hot. It's hot water. That's weird. And there's water coming up through the bath drain. This is like in the first 2 days. I was like, okay. I called them. I'm like, yo, there's some fucking weird shit happening and I need a plumber immediately. They did not give me a plumber immediately. And the plumber that they got called me. I'm not allowed to call my own plumber. The plumber they got called me and he was like, I'll come and tighten it tomorrow. I was like, okay. And then he called the next morning and I described it to him and he was like, that sounds like a lot more than a leaky pipe. I was like, I never said it was a leaky pipe. I said there's warm water coming from under the toilet and I can't use my toilet. This happened 6 more times and it got worse every time and they kept sending plumbers out to clear it over and over. And then they finally figured out that my sewage system doesn't work. So I talked to the plumber, he was like, oh, just like use water sparingly, only use what you need, but don't inconvenience yourself. You're free to run the laundry. You don't have to go to a laundromat. I was like, okay. I hadn't ran a load of laundry or washed my hair all month because I was so paranoid of the water flooding. So I started the laundry. It had ran for like 10 minutes and I was sitting on the floor. And I saw my cat run away from something. And I was like, oh, what a dumbass. He's running away from nothing. Haha, stupid idiot. And then I saw the fucking biggest wall of water I've ever seen in my life fucking flood out of the bathroom and rush towards me and just go all over the carpet. And then someone knocked on my door and I was like, what the fuck? So I was like looking back and forth on what I should do first. I was like, do I answer the door or do I go and fix the water? So I ran to the door and I opened it and it was like this dude. He was like, yo, there's some like watery stuff spouting out the side of your house. And I just said, there's something in here. And I just looked behind me and there was just more water coming. And it just flooded out the front door. And I was like, can you come into my bathroom? Can you come into my bathroom and tighten this pipe and turn off my water? Please. So he did that. And then, yeah. And so I had poo-poo water on my carpet. I still have poo-poo water on my carpet. And my house smells really bad. And my cat and I were covered in sewage water. And I just kept angrily running back and forth and like sweeping the water out of the house. And yeah, but they came and dug up my front yard. And my landlord bitched at me. And she was like, it was imperative that you use as little water as possible. I was like, one, you never communicated that to me because you ghosted me as soon as I asked for a plumber. Secondly, what you're saying, because this isn't a new problem, this has been a problem since before I moved in, it was just never fixed. So what you're saying is you charged me full rent for a house that is not livable because I can't use the bathroom. Is what you're telling me. Right here, in text, is that it wasn't livable and I couldn't use my bathroom. And you charged me full rent anyway. So I think I'm gonna paint the walls. I don't care if I'm not allowed to paint the walls. They're getting painted. Yeah. There was some other shit, like one of my burners didn't work and it kept like sparking when I turned it on. The plumber said that a lot of this stuff should have been fixed. Also, when the plumber that came there, but that said that I could do my laundry, came back to dig up the ground, he was like, alright, even since you threw me under the bus, I'm gonna still try and do my job and make this right for you. I was like, what? I gave him ice cream yesterday, by the way, or the day before, like he came there. And I gave him my tiny spoon, my tiny autism spoon, knowing I wouldn't get it back. Do you know how hard it is for autistics to find autism small spoons? But it was hot as fuck out and he was working on my pipes. So I gave him some Dippin' Dots, which are fucking peak, and my tiny spoon to eat the Dippin' Dots with. And the next day he's saying I threw him under the bus. And he said that 4 times. He was like, you threw me under the bus? But it's okay. My manager called me this morning and yelled at me about what I said. I was like, what? Dippin' Dots are little ball... It's tiny ball ice creams. It's phenomenal. I was like, what do you mean? I was never... Like, why did nobody communicate with me? And now it's my fault. Autism small spoon? Yes, we autistics like small spoons. I have a little small spoon collection. and I had a plastic spoon that I stole from an establishment, and I used it to give it to him. And I didn't get it back, which is fine because it was disposable, but I knew that. I figured that was the sacrifice I had to make for good hospitality. And he said I threw him under the bus. You threw me under the bus. You made my house flood. Now my landlord's mad at me. Anyways, that's the first month. There's probably like some more stuff, but on the bright side, I went to a glue stick party. A glue party. And I got to have a glue cupcake, and I bought various glue sticks and glue items, and I'm very happy. I was gonna make a video showing them or like post a picture, because I took videos of what it looked like on the inside. I haven't posted it yet. Chest still hurts. Do you have asthma? What's a glue party like? It was actually phenomenal. Like, it was my first like day in town. I was walking around and I went to this store that I really like to go to, and they gave me an invitation to their glue party, and I was like, what? And they were like, oh, this glue brand that we carry is celebrating their 100th year or like 50th year or something like that. They were like, so we're having a glue party. I was like, really? I have a glue stick collection because I'm autistic. And I was buying a goose item there too, and they were like, oh, you're the girl who likes gooses. Well, congrats on your newest goose. And then they invited me to the glue party, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just for me. Thank you, Arthur. Spasibo. And I was like, will there be glue sticks? Because they said it was glue, and they were like, yes, and there will be multiple glues for you to try and sample. And I was like, holy shit. So I got 4 different glues. I really wanted to get more, but they had multiple glues out to try, and little glue cupcakes that you could get with a purchase. For Piper. I was thinking, it's random, but I was like, I've mentioned my various addiction to X readers, and I've recently rekindled my love for Prince Hakuryu from Maggie. Because Hakuryu is my most favorite anime boy ever. And I was rewatching it and I completely forgot he existed for a while. I think he just made me feel such strong feelings and emotions that my brain just blocked him out. But he is my #1 anime boy, I believe. And Maggie is a great anime. So I recommend it, but he's an amazing character, and I rekindled my love for him and my knowledge of him, so I've been writing a lot of X readers of myself and him. And I was like, I was thinking about writing them physically in a notebook, so it's like a physical, like, shitty X reader novel that I made for myself. Thank you, Meepy. It was. I was like, bro, is this a CIA plot to take me out? It was like a trap. Maggie's peak, bro. It needs a 3rd season desperately. I have to burp. I'm full of Guinness. Extra questions? Do you have the chat set to like live chat or top chat? Where are those promise letters? Oh wait, can I should be able to do them now. I haven't checked how everything politically has messed with the USPS prices. I'm not sure, but they should be able to be done shortly, ideally. I might have to ration them out since it's 10, but I think it'll be okay. It just got hot randomly. I think it's because the sun came up. But I was like, should I just like read my super cringy X readers I wrote to you guys, just like shamelessly? Because I have so many of me and him, and it's like bad. It's like 2014 like Wattpad. Like I'm shameless with that shit, because I made a little character, and oh my god, it's like Never mind. I don't know if I want to say it out loud. It's not even like, it's not like sexual or anything. It's just really cringy. But it's like it's shameless cringe. I'm proud of it. I have a request for you. What's your request? Let me see what I have, because I have a lot. Like, I wrote like how we met. All the way up to like our marriage and him turning evil. I open like Google Docs. I guess fix. What? Am I like the writer? I used to be like the writer as a like young teen. Everybody wanted me to write. Dude, I have so many. I have so many. It's so bad. Oh, jeez. I don't even know which one to open. Google Docky. Google Docky. My god. Oh my god. They even have titles. This was like, I think like 3 months ago when I was like stuck in bed and I was like, I truly have nothing better to do with my life. Wait, I think this one's with Judar. Judar's evil, but I like Hakurio more than Judar. Judar is like scary. I cried over Hakurio, bro. Okay, so I think this little like OC that I made is like, let me see if I remember right. I think she's like a magician in the Maggie world. Has anyone watched this aside from Meepy? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Do I need to give like a rundown? An autism info dump to get you guys immersed? Maggie is like Gurren Lagann level peak. Like, I wish we had done it in Anime Club already. Maggie is peak, bro. Info dump. Oh, there's so much, bro. I guess Maggie is like a fantasy world. I won't tell the whole lore because you just have to watch it and experience it for yourself. It's got a lot of countries and kingdoms that they travel through, and then there's like there's magicians, and then you can also have, what is it called, a metal vessel. There's also dungeons, or is it labyrinths? It's like labyrinths that you can conquer, and you get like the, is it like the genie? I don't know, those blue people. Someone knows who I'm talking about. Each of them has like a big giant genie thing in it. And when you finish the dungeon, it disappears and you're like linked to the genie. And then you get like a magical form. It's like Magical Girl anime, but for boys. Because the boys get magical forms. Privia? Is there supposed to be a T at the end, or just Privia? Hi, Privia, hola. And then you get a metal vessel, and I'm uncertain if it has to come from the dungeon or labyrinth, or if you just pick it. But the metal vessel, you have like a spirit tied to, and it gives you like superpowers, and that's basically it. That's the rundown. And Hakurio is a prince. He's a prince with mommy issues, and I really liked him when I was a kid. Or not a kid, when I was younger. Not long ago. So I made these little X readers. My question? Where? At hashtag VTuber. Oh, do I not have it? I think it's in like the tags. I didn't know if like description tags mattered at all. Because there's like already tags on the video. I don't know what description tags do. Oh, rating an X reader? I don't know. Me rating an X reader about a minor isn't the coolest. It's not the swellest of me to do. I think the character that I made is a magician, and I made her like useless. Usually I'm pretty good at like making my OCs like normal and not like too weak or too powerful. But for some reason, I think because I was specifically wanting him to nurture me in this story and I wanted to be a pick-me and insufferable and weak, I made myself a magician that's a healer and doesn't do any cool shit, unfortunately. So for those who are curious, me and my now husband, Prince Hakuryu, met in a village after a war happened. Wait, this is like a lot of writing. I gotta catch up. Cause I think we didn't like talk after. I think we reunited later. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Oh, do you guys want me to read this? Cause I'm reading it right now, so we should just read it together, okay? We can read it together. I'm gonna put a picture of him up so we know what I'm talking about. Hakuryu the greatest. Read it. Okay, it is like 9 different documents that are long, okay? And they each have different things happening. I'm trying to find a picture of him. He just looks so fine in all of them. It's a hard choice. Oh, and he develops elf ears. Oh my! What a treat! I can't handle him in his Jin-equipped form, bro. No, is this him? This better not be him. This better be some sort of mistake. This is an ugly man. Okay, good. That's his brother. That's not him. Thank God. I was worried something happened. I was worried something went horribly wrong. Okay, I'm gonna find a picture. Ah, the pain of liking not popular animes. Bro, he's better than like Todoroki. He's better than Zuko. I'm gonna download this shit. I can't read this with a straight face. Why is everything downloaded as a WebP file? What the diddle? Please. I want it as a PNG. Why is it being gay-kept? It won't show his full body. You guys are just gonna have to imagine it, okay? And I'm gonna put his beautiful face on the screen. I'm getting there. Okay, good. This is a JPEG. I'm sweating now. I'm getting myself all riled up. You laugh, you drink challenge. This is my last Guinness. It was actually gifted to me by my family after everything happened this month. This is my husband. Currently. Okay, this doc is called A Kindred Flame. This is like the start of it all, right? Every time my file won't even like open WebP. He starts out as a baby and then he gets really, well, he starts out pretty serious, but he's still kind of a baby. And then he gets like really serious. But he's hot all the way through. He's extremely honorable. Okay. Consider this like a blind reaction. And I might skip some parts just because it's really long. But we're gonna discover, because I wrote this so long ago, we're gonna discover how me and him came to get married. Once I shrink this window and it's not so big. Bro! Oh, jeez. He locks in, essentially. He does. Oh, I skipped to the Judar one on accident. I misclicked. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, the context is that I think like some sort of battle happened because there's constant colonization in Maggie, and it does really good world building. Like, you really feel like immersed in the world when you're watching the anime. I don't know any other anime that's made me like feel like I'm in the anime like this one did. I just kicked my computer. One last sip of Guinness. I actually have probably about 4 more swigs left. Alright, let's just dive the fuck in. Oh jeez, what if I get like embarrassed? Cause this is practically a real story. It's as if this is happening live and I'm experiencing it, cause it's a me and him. The sun was beginning to set over the war-torn village, painting the sky in hues of amber. And I wrote it in second person, so it's like you, so I can like read it later and really feel like like it's about me. Read the big story, girl. I'm reading. Oh. Do I want to say you, me, I knelt? Cause then that makes me sound like your name, like a Wattpad fic. I guess you is fine. Maybe. Wait, hold on. Maybe I should paraphrase and just be like, I knelt, because we have to immerse ourselves, right? I knelt beside a pile of rubble. And I think I have healing magic. My hands glowing faintly as my magic healed a young boy's scraped knee. He gave me a timid smile before running off to find his family. You have a kind heart, a soft voice remarked, startling me. It's hard to like auto switch it from second to first person. I turned to see him, a young man with striking features, dark hair tied back, and a burn scar marking the side of his face. Oh. My mic is so better now. I'm laughing embarrassedly. He carried himself with a what if someone joins? They're just like, what the fuck? They just see the anime boy? They're just like, okay, I guess. Oh, bye, Arthur. He carried himself with a quiet dignity, but his eyes, deep and conflicted, are what drew me in. Pretend like I'm telling you guys, like I'm like an old woman and I'm telling you guys how I met, like, my now deceased husband. This is your grandpa, okay? You're all my children. Oh, jeez. I only do what I can, I said modestly, brushing dust off my dress. These people have suffered enough. He nodded, his gaze lingering on me for a moment longer than necessary. Not everyone would help strangers without expecting something in return. It's rare to see such selflessness. Let me give some context on this story. I am completely capable of writing like strong feminine leads and like normal feminine leads and not complete wuss characters. This was a complete gluttony right on my part. I was sick in bed. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I need like the worst, cringiest fic to read, and that's what this is. It's just a shameless write. It's really bad. But I will be rereading it later tonight. Not a wokey. What counts as like a woke female character? Cause I didn't write her like a dominatrix. He nodded, his gaze lingering. Oh, I already read that. I gave a small shy smile, unsure how to respond. He had an air of authority, yet his words carried a genuine sincerity. What's woke? I was gonna make a joke, but it would have sounded like it had too many layers to it. I don't know if anyone would understand. Let me see, he introduces himself here. He goes, I'm Hakuryu, Prince of the Ko Empire. And I was like, oh, it's an honor to meet you, Your Highness. I didn't realize royalty would be helping here as well. And then he got slightly like offended, but it's not clear, cause his jaw tightened. And he said it's his duty. And he's seen what war does to people, and you can't just stand by. And then there was like awkward silence. But we understood each other deeply. I'm paraphrasing, I didn't write it this way. It's just really cringy to read such formal writing. We actually worked in this village for a few days, like a Red Cross operation. We ran into each other a few times and rebuilt the homes and such. And I was impressed by how gentle he was with the children. And then we would end up together sometimes. And we talked by a campfire, and he said, you don't look at me the way others do. And he was like, oh, my scar on my face. They see a monster, or worse, they pity me. And I said, I don't see a monster. I see someone who's trying to make things better despite everything they've been through. And his eyes widened slightly. I remember when I first started streaming, I was shy about my laugh, and I don't know if I can even recreate it. I would like cut it off. And I did this like when I wasn't streaming too. I would laugh like, I can't even do it. It was like, like that, but like not even that. It was like, I can't do it. It was so little. It was like, but not even that. It was like really bad. It was like a nothing. It was a nothing burger. It was like a slight like, if anything. And now like I feel like my real laugh is like evil. It's like a hyena laugh. Mischievous. I let it out around my lovely redheaded Russian boyfriend at the time, my little maid guy that I was sexually harassing on live. Nijima. It was like that thing. I like your laugh. It's contagious. Dude, it's worse when I'm high. It is a hyena laugh. And it always makes me dizzy. Lobby. What the fuck? What are you gonna answer? Alright, gather around, children. I need to keep talking about how I met your grandfather. I heard way worse. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, the laugh. Yeah, you're not like the other people. They not like us. They not like us. I accidentally opened my files. Alright. I know you guys are so excited to hear what happens next, so I'll keep going. He said that no one's ever said that to him before, and my heart ached for him. And I just didn't think. I just reached out my hand and hovered it over his— wait, this is like a Katara Zuko moment, because didn't she do this shit? I hovered it over his scar and I said, may I? And he hesitantly nodded, and I brushed over it with my fingers. And I said, this doesn't define you. What matters is what's in here. And then he said, "You're different. You see past the darkness." And I said, "I see someone worth fighting for." I need to drink more. We're not done. We're not done. This is just like chapter 1 of like multiple. He said that he doesn't deserve my kindness, but he thinks that he needs it. And he like stuttered in that message as well. And I said I'll stay by his side. And then he smiled and said that there might be hope for him. And that is the end of chapter 1, a slightly shortened version. And then next, what is the context of this one? Because I think they're like short stories that I wrote. It's not like one continuous story, because I got a little eager. I got a little ravenous. I was like, let's get the fuck up to the wedding night, bro. Like, get me pregnant. So I tend to like write little stories. I don't like write it. They don't string together very well chronologically, but I think they're in chronological order. There are some times when I just make like AUs, and I just make them go insane and turn into a yandere. This fire, thank you. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the context of this chapter is that I think we are still in the village, but I think we're like a little closer. I think we're like acquaintances. I'm not sure. I think we were separated for a bit, but I'm not sure if that happened yet. The gatekeeper. So it's nighttime. And I was with him and he was pacing back and forth and I wasn't quite sure what was the matter. And so I said, "Hakuryu," softly. And I was like, "What's wrong? You've been so distant recently." And then he stopped and he sighed and he was like, "There's something I need to tell you." And he lowered his voice and he was like, "But it's not easy to say." And I was like, "Whatever it is, you can tell me. You know that, right?" And then he clenched his fist and he was like, "You're the only person I trust with this. But what I'm about to say, once you know, there's no going back." And I was like, "Oh no, but I'm not going anywhere, Hakuryu. You don't have to carry this alone." And then he took a deep breath and he looked at me. He said, "I'm going to kill my mother." And I was like, "What?" He said, "My mother. She's a monster." And he talked about how she's like a colonizer and all that. And he's been playing this for a while. I was like, "Hakuryu, that's a little..." He was like, "I know what it sounds like, but this isn't just about revenge, it's about justice." And he talked about the problems in his government. And I was really concerned, and I was like, "Can you trust me with this?" He was like, "You're the only one I can trust, and you've stood with me through all of this." I was like, "This is dangerous. If anyone finds out." "They won't," he said. "Because I have you. You've always been my light. The thing that keeps me from losing myself." Just so you guys know, in Maggie, there's like good and bad like power sources, and if they go a little grumpy, they get like akumatized, like in Miraculous Ladybug. Except they die. They don't come back. So obviously I was a little nervous because I care for Hakuryu deeply. But I'm a good girl, and I wasn't sure if I could murder because I'm just a little magical healing mage, and I didn't really want to be an accomplice, you know? You feel me? Let me describe my appearance. I have tan skin, hazel eyes, basically like I do now, but I gave myself curly hair, and I basically just look like I do. I look like me. Oh my god, I've written some shameless shit. We're gonna get to that later, don't worry. It's about to get way worse in a very neutral way. Lawful, evil, neutral, cringe. He cupped my cheek and he was like, I know this is a lot to ask, and I'll understand if you can't accept it, but no matter what happens, I need you to know how much you mean to me. I think we've skipped some steps because we went from not knowing each other to this, but... more peak? Yeah, more peak. We need illustrations for this shit. And so I got a little upset. I was like, I just don't want you to lose yourself. I whispered it. He was like, as long as you're with me, I won't. And that's the end of chapter 2. Are we excited? What's gonna happen? Let me skim over the next chapter because I think we're like just time skipping at this point. I don't think we're any minutes away. Yeah, it just flies by. It shocks you so much you think it's good. I believe he got injured. I'm not sure if this was like in a war, because his kingdom is like really, they like to go around and colonize people. So there's just like constant conflicts and Maggie happening. It's really good world building and it's really alive, so it's really hard to like summarize it. But basically his kingdom goes around taking over other kingdoms. It's basically the Fire Nation. He's basically Zuko. Except he doesn't really fight for his kingdom. He just kind of goes around and likes to learn about the world and kind of apologize for his kingdom. Currently. So he gets injured in this chapter, I believe. And I think we're outside, or we're on like an outside camp or something. And there's like blood and shit everywhere. It's really bad. Oh, and I have a staff. I have a healing staff. Crucial detail. I think we might have been separated. I'm not sure. But I was going around looking for people. And then he was there. And I was like, oh my god! How could you? And I ran over. And, Hakuria is missing an arm, by the way. That's like canon. He has a wood arm. It just gets fucking chopped off. I'm not sure if it happened in this story and my amazing, phenomenal rewrite, or if it's already happened. It's really unclear. Not so good on my end. But he's pretty fucked up here. And he's got blood all over him. And he's like, you, what are you doing here? And I say, I could ask you the same thing. You're in no shape to fight. And I start healing him. And I'm like, stay still. You're hurt. And I start healing him. And he's like, oh, you shouldn't be here. And I'm like, I go where I'm needed. And then he's like, you're remarkable. And I go, I'm just doing my job. And then he goes, no. And then he touches my wrist and he goes, you're different. You see people for who they are, not what they've done. And I go, you don't have to put up walls with me, Hakuryu. I said gently, you don't have to hide. Isn't this so sweet? And then he said, I've spent so long building those walls. I don't know who I am without them. And then we made eye contact and I said, you're more than your scars. And then I touch his burn mark again. And I start complimenting him. And he goes, you're the only one who's ever looked at me like this. I wonder if we had kids. You guys think we fucked? I'm not sure. I'm scared to scroll forward. I'm scared to scroll forward and spoil it. I don't want to give myself spoilers. I guess I'll just keep going nervously. I'm on the edge of my seat. And I said, because I see you, Hakuryu, the real you, and I'm not going anywhere. So fast, I know, we can't rush into this shit. No, I think it goes pretty slow later. And then he's all like, oh, you're too good for me, but I'm selfish enough to want you by my side. Oh! This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy writing. That was kind of smooth. And then I touch his cheek again. I go, then stop pushing me away. Oh, there's more. Oh god, there's more. And then he goes, I don't deserve you, but I'll try to be something worthy of your kindness. Good morning, Aomori. We're reading fan fictions that I wrote a little bit ago. So that happened. Okay, there's a time skip here, but I remember what was happening because I knew what I wanted. So, Hakuryu, I believe he took me back to his empire, the Ko-Empire. Just because after that whole war happened, that war actually might have something to do with the city that we were, or the town that we were working in previously. But he took me back to the Ko-Empire. I think I was just like, I wasn't sure where else to go. I jumped last night. What? No, on the 4th of July? But you were so excited. Did you report it to the police? I'm sorry. I think I just kind of went with him because I was like, I have literally nowhere else to go. So, that's why I'm here. Do you guys like this casual retelling of the event that actually happened? The real life history? Everyone knows that I was in Maggie Labyrinth of Magic seasons 1 and 2. I was right there next to him. Real talk though, Morgiana is an African and I refuse to believe any different. I know she's white and with red hair, but my sources trust me, bro. And I projected onto her so much because she and Hakuryu have like little crushes on each other. And I project, like when he spoke to her, I was like, he is speaking to me. He is speaking to me right now. So I projected onto her heavy. I will defend my point, my stance that Morgiana is black. That's a black woman. Today? I might. It depends on when I wake up because I haven't slept yet. I guess you're in the same boat as me, so I shouldn't bitch and complain. We're in the same spot of the world. So basically, I just kind of accompanied him back to, his kingdom. Not really sure why, I was just kind of hanging around, kind of curious what was happening in the Ko-Empire. And so this chapter is about, what happens there. The character is literally you. No, because Morgiana is specified as a specific race, and it's specified that she looks different than everyone else, and her people look different than everyone else, and they're significantly stronger than everyone else, and that is why they were enslaved, and they're always slaves, and their continent is called the Dark Continent. She's me. That is me. And Hakuryu was like, oh wow, your legs are so strong. I was like, he's talking to me? He's talking to me? He's talking to me? He's talking to me through the TV screen? Just like me. She expressed sadness for not knowing what the Dark Continent, definitely not Africa, is like. Oh, it also shows a snippet of what she remembers of it, and it's just Africa. But let's ignore that. She talks about being sad that she doesn't know anything about her ancestry, and every time she meets another slave, she's like, what was it like? Do you remember anything about what it was like? And then she tells Hakuryu that she doesn't know her family because she wasn't raised on her own country and she was a slave. And he was like, oh my god, that's just horrible. well, maybe your ancestors are still out there. Maybe they think about you. And then she started crying, and I was like, she's just like me. She's just like me for real. So I don't know how I wrote that into this story, because I didn't write myself to be more Gianna's race. But I specified that I'm brown, and that's good enough. So I'm in the Ko Empire now, and all is well, alright? So I think we're in a flower garden. Yeah, we're in the palace gardens. And he's walking around, and I'm like, where are we going? Because I'm following him. And he goes, you'll see. And smiles at me and says, just a little further. So I have my little flowy dress, and my curly hair is flowing in the wind. And I'm following behind him, optimistically. And then he stops at a wooden gate covered in vines. And he shows the little hidden flower garden. And I'm like, oh my gosh! This is so cool, it's beautiful. And he goes, I thought you'd like it. I thought you'd like it. And we talk about the flowers, and he says he planted some of them, and that it gave him something to hold on to. And I was like, wow, this garden is so pretty. And he was like, well, this garden is my sanctuary, so I can distract myself from all the war. And I brushed his arm, maybe the missing one, I'm not sure. And I'm like, it's amazing, Hakuryu. Thank you for sharing it with me. And he goes, there's more to this garden than beauty. It's also a promise. Oh, congrats on surgery in a Woody. Are you excited? What surgery is it? If you feel to share. And he says, when I started this garden, I promised myself that one day I'd create a life worth living. A life where I wasn't consumed by hate or pain. And now I think I can see that future. And I go, how could you? And then he reaches out and brushes my hair behind my ear. And he says, you've given me something I thought I'd lost. Hope. And good toenail removal? Oh, that's a baller. Alright, do you get to keep your toenail, or are you gonna be like me? And then he talks about how I'm more than enough, and I've become part of his promise. And then he wipes a little tear away from my eye. Oh, I wanted to say, all of my toenails are almost grown back now. They're pretty much all grown back, so I'm really happy. Hopefully that won't happen again. I think it's all done. I wasn't sure. Thank you, Hypersonic. Thank you for that. That's a great theory. And then he cups my cheek and he says, when this is all over, I want to show you what peace looks like, and I want us to find it together. I only know that they grow into like the skin sometimes, but not like completely like into it where they're like impaling it. And then that's the end of that one. Kind of boring, but what it does is it foreshadows, as if it wasn't already obvious, what is going to happen in the future. Absolute peak writing. I hope we're all excited. There's more. Okay, this next chapter is great. I remember this one. So we're still at the Ko Empire. Me being at the Ko Empire is kind of its own arc. I don't think I ever leave from this point on. Not to spoil. But this chapter is about geese. Shall we read it all the way through, true to the text? The soft honks of geese filled the quiet morning air as I knelt near the pond, scattering seeds across the ground. A few of them waddled closer, their feathers glistening under the sunlight, and my earthy dress swayed in the breeze. They seem to like you, a familiar voice remarked from behind. Startled, I turned to see Hakuryu standing a few feet away. His expression was soft. "Oh, Prince Hakuryu," I stammered, brushing off my dress, and I stood up. "I didn't hear you coming." He approached slowly, his gaze shifting from me to the geese. "I didn't mean to startle you," he said, his voice calm. "I just don't see anyone here this early." I smiled shyly, glancing back at the geese. "I come here a lot. They're calming to be around." Hakuryu tilted his head, his dark blue eyes narrowing slightly in curiosity. "Geese? They're funny, aren't they?" I said, a hint of laughter in my voice. "They can be loud and a little aggressive, but they're protective, loyal, and they don't care if people find them odd." He watched as one of them waddled closer to me, pecking gently at the seeds in my hands. "I suppose I've never thought of them that way," he admitted, kneeling beside me. I held out the bag of seeds. "Wanna try?" Hakuryu hesitated, but eventually took a small handful, and he extended his hand cautiously, unsure if it's his real hand or not. To a brave goose who approached, plucking the seeds from his palm. And he smiled. "They're not so bad," he admitted. I grinned. "See, you're a natural goose charmer." Hakuryu chuckled. "I doubt that. They seem much more fond of you." A comfortable silence fell between us, and the geese gathered around. I glanced at him and noticed he looked more relaxed than usual. And it's so embarrassing, it feels so real. I explained how it's peaceful being here, and I feel like I belong here. And he said he understands. And he said it's hard to find a place where he can just be. And I said, "Do you have a place like that?" And he said, "Not really, but maybe I should." And before I could respond, a goose honked and startled us both, and then we giggled together. And that's the end. Pretty nice arc. The story really picked up here. Oh, it's so peak. What if it just randomly turns not good? This is so cringe. Oh no, I was right. Oh no. It's too real, chat. It's too real. I can't do it. I'm gonna start hitting myself with the head. White boys be like, stupid, keep going. No, because I wrote it for me, and I was sick when I wrote it. So I made like a self-insert, like health problem flare-up for him to comfort. Story is winning anime of the year for sure. I don't know what I wrote, so I just have to go in blind. I just know that this chapter is about my health problems. Because I tend to make my, like, any character that represents me pretty true to me. I almost choked. Basically, it was a hot ass day, and I think we were on a mission because the characters in Maggie just be going on missions. I imagine he had to go like talk to another kingdom and do some diplomat shit. It's called being lore accurate, yeah. And I think, I'm not sure how close the Ko is to the main area, but there's a lot of deserts, at least where the show starts out, so it's pretty hot. I think we're in a desert, so I'm walking behind him, and the mission is taking a little longer than expected, and my vision was blurring. And he goes, "Are you alright?" And it was concerned, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." Realistically, I should have just used my stupid magic, but maybe I was just too weak for that. Anyways. He wasn't very convinced, and he was like, "You don't seem fine." And he was like, "You should rest." I had to burp again. And I was like, "I can keep going." But it was hot as fuck. It was so hot. And then before I could take another step, I just fainted. I was just done. And when I opened my eyes, I had a cool cloth on my forehead, and there were herbs in the air, and he was like, "You're awake!" And he was sitting next to me and put his jacket over me. And there was a fire next to us. What is going on? Don't worry about it, bro. He was like, "You fainted. You shouldn't have pushed yourself so hard." And I was like, I didn't want to slow you down. And I was so embarrassed. And he was like, "You could have hurt yourself. What were you thinking?" And I was like, "I'm sorry." And he pinched his forehead. He was like, "You don't need to apologize. Just don't do that again." And he was like, "Do you feel any better?" And I was like, "A little. Thank you." And then he was like, "You're important to me. If anything happened to you, And he was like, "You need to rest more," because he trailed off. "I won't let you strain yourself like that again. From now on, I'll make sure you're taken care of." And was that me or him that said that? He said that. He said, "Oh, wait. Yeah, I said I'll be okay." I thought he said it'll be okay. I said I'll be okay. Midnight tea. I'm talking about how I met my husband, Hakuryu. Prince Hakuryu of the Koa Empire. And then he was like, "You better be." And then we just kind of hung out in the desert, and I fell asleep. And that's that. Not a very long chapter. Oh jeez, this is so bad. It's so intimate. It's so intimate, and we haven't even gotten married yet. Sorry for the spoiler. Okay. This is the completely shameless chapter, alright? I'm just gonna dive right in. Cause this is all that the chapter is focused on. I say chapter, it's really just little blurbs I write to myself and giggle. Cause it's like no more than a page long, I imagine. Do I have my own room? The room. Okay, I think I'm in the castle. The palace with him. And I'm like chilling. I don't know if I have my own room. I mean, I imagine if I'm staying there. It's not very clear, actually. This is really bad. Am I in the castle? I imagine after what's happened, he'd keep me in the castle, right? Whatever, I'm in the room, whatever the room is, and it's specified that the afternoon sun is casting golden rays across the room. And I'm at a table, and I'm like preparing magician shit for the next mission. And he's reading, doing his own thing, alright? And then I noticed he was looking at me, and I was like, I'm just gonna ignore that. And then I noticed he was looking at me more and more. Oh, Jevil, how long have you been asking this? Breathing is so fucked right now. Are you sure you don't have asthma? Hola, Jevil. Chinga la migra. Anyways, I don't speak any other Spanish. I already got humiliated at the Mexican supermarket, and I realized that everyone else spoke Spanish and only Spanish, and I couldn't speak Spanish, and they were like, "You don't speak Spanish?" I was like, "No." They were like, "Not even a little?" I was like, "No." And the cashier's name was Angel, and Angel, I thought about you, Angel. I thought about you, and I was like, I need to learn Spanish. I need to learn Spanish. I was so ashamed. So I started listening to a Learn Spanish Fast podcast on the way home. You're just weak or something. I'm a man, I'll get over it. Well, that's good to hear. Anyways. Are Japanese and Spanish phonetically similar? No? I don't think think there's any other language on Earth that's like Japanese. Maybe Indonesian? Similar? My nose is so congested. Anyways, he kept looking at me and I tried to ignore it. And then I looked up and we met eyes. And he looked kind of startled and he looked away. And it specifies that he hadn't flipped a page in his book for a while. So he's bluffing. And I was like, how could you? I called him and smiled. Is something wrong? Proofreading my will. Dude, I wrote a will when I was like 11. And I mainly just wrote like who I wanted all my toys to go to. I was like, is something wrong? And he was like, no, nothing's wrong. And I was like, are you sure? You've just been staring at me. And then he blushed. And he was like, I didn't mean to stare. It's just your... I was like, what? He was like, you're unlike anyone I've ever met. And he stared at me again. And it specifies that he's staring at the golden hues of my skin. And my light brown blonde hair. And the hazel warmth of my eyes in the sunlight. And he says, your appearance, it's unique, beautiful even. I mean, not that others aren't beautiful too, but you're different. Oh, you deleted it? I mean, that's fine. I tend to keep stuff like that. It's like, I guess it's nice, if that's the word, to look back on when you're in a better place. I miss my cat. He's out there. Because I didn't want to trap him in here. And I'm like, thank you, shyly. And he's like, I've never seen anyone like you before. Where are you from? Oh, Lord Drop? Are we gonna learn where I'm from? And I'm like, I hesitate, and I'm like, I come from a place far from here. A land that's probably very different from Ko. Ichigo, you sent a video that your health has deteriorated. How serious is it? The level of seriousness, I'm not really sure because I still have yet to get any sort of answer at all from, the doctor. I guess I forgot to say, because I was gonna say on stream when I went to the cardiologist last, the nurse started tearing up and hugged me and said she would pray for me after reading the computer. And she said something else, I think. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Let me see, because I said something about it in the Discord server. What did they say? I don't know. They seemed pretty concerned, but they weren't telling me what they were concerned about. And they have yet to do the test that they wanted to do. Because I have to take a blood test at 8 in the morning, and I haven't done that yet because who's waking up at 8 in the morning? Also my finger that turned purple and I couldn't feel. A month ago, the skin started flaking up and falling off, and all the skin fell off, and now it's healed and I can feel it again. So I'm not sure what the fuck happened there. That's probably a different problem, but it's really unclear because it's hard as fuck to get to the doctor in this country. And then I did get another diagnosis. I meant to make an announcement. I finally got a diagnosis, which is the one that I said I knew that I had, but I was misdiagnosed with. But I finally got diagnosed with syncope and collapse, and then there were some random numbers and letters at the end of it that I think matter, but I don't remember. But I have syncope and collapse, whatever that... I know what that means. And hypotension. And Personally, I think orthostatic hypotension sounds a little funner, sounds a little cooler. But hypotension is more serious, and I also found when I was going through my boxes that my mother knew that I had syncope, and I was never informed of it. I was apparently diagnosed with it a while ago, and it was just gatekept from me. And she had the piece of paper and just threw it in a box that I haven't opened in 4 years. So that's cool. So basically no progress has been made. Remember when a doctor said you had BPD narcissism or something and you said nah? Yeah, because I was dumb as fuck. Because I went in there, they were like, they sent me to the psychologist. They were like, oh, we're worried about you. Let's put you on fucking Prozac or something. I don't know what it's called. I was like, no. And I talked to the doctor for 5 minutes. I was really tired because it was early in the morning. And he was like, how are you feeling? I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of tired. I have to do my schoolwork. He was like, okay. What are you gonna do when you get home? I was like, oh, probably like watch anime. I don't know. Play games. He was like, alright. Are you depressed? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. And he gives me they print out a piece of paper after that 5 minutes. It's just like diagnosis, depression, bipolar disorder. I was like, what the fuck? I do never say that I have bipolar disorder, bro. Hell no. I was like, absolutely not. But I do use that card to be like, as someone who is diagnosed with bipolar disorder, that doesn't give you an excuse to cheat on your partner or hit your boyfriend. That's what I like to use it for. So maybe it was a useful diagnosis. Anyways. Status of my health, how I would describe it is I'm very sleepy and I get dizzy spells. And I'm not so freezing cold anymore, but it is really hot out. And sometimes my breathing gets bad and I get really nauseous at night and sometimes nauseous in the morning, and it's kind of hard to fall asleep at normal hours because of the nausea. But it's not really, I'm not really sure how that ties into if it's part of the blood pressure or if it's part of the digestive system. It's not really clear. Oh, and I have to get new medication from Walmart. And I went there and they closed the pharmacy early. So I haven't gotten it. And they kept calling me and I was like, I'll be there, but I'm just shy because I was really upset because I went through a lot of work to drive over there because I really didn't feel like leaving. And then they had closed early. They were just like up and gone. And I was like, bro, okay. So I haven't gotten it yet and it costs money and that's not very fun. I know. Especially because they texted me 10 minutes before. They were like, come get your med. It's here. So I hauled ass over there. Anyways, back to the fanfic. I know you guys are so excited. I can't believe Angel missed the direct call out of him. I'll have to go back and hunt it down. Who remembers? I forgot he was gone. But it's okay. So Hakuryu talked about how pretty I am. And how my hair is golden. And shit. My skin is golden and shit. My eyes are golden and shit. I talked about how when I was at the Mexican grocery store, I was ashamed that I couldn't speak Spanish, and everyone was surprised that I couldn't speak Spanish, and my cashier was named Angel, and I was like, Angel, I thought of you. I thought of you, Angel. And that's it. And then I tried to teach myself a little bit of Spanish. Golden experience? Oh, he got a golden experience later. But I should have written that we had a kid. I didn't write that. We didn't get that far. Hold on. I'll work on it tonight, chat, or this morning at this point. It will be written. Anyways, he compliments me and he asks where I'm from. And I say, I come from a land that's probably very different from Ko. And he's like, what's it like? And I'm like, it's warm. There are fields that stretch as far as the eye can see. And the air is always heavy with the scent of flowers. But it wasn't always a happy place for me. I can also barely speak Spanish. No, shame on you. I'm ashamed because the primary white that I am is Spanish and I can't speak it. And his expression softened. And he goes, you don't have to tell me more if it's painful. And I say, thank you. We just never find out more, I guess. And then it's awkwardly quiet. And then he goes, your presence, it's like sunlight. Warm, golden, and it stands out in the best way. And then I get all shy. And then he's like, I mean, it's just an observation, nothing more. And then he blushes. And I'm like, thank you. And then we like stare into each other's eyes. And that's how that one ends. 'Cause I'm a shit writer. Do you speak French? What? French and Spanish overlap a lot. Surprisingly. I know that's obvious though. We'll bear this pain together. Thank you for stream. No, thank you. Spasiba. Is it like a thing where can you say like spasiba tui? Tui. I don't know if that's right. Like izvinitai. What the fuck? Izvinitai. Not tui, izvinitia. What the fuck? Izvinitia. Not izvinitia. What was I thinking? I was thinking of tui. Tui. I can't do it. Spasibo tibia. Okay. Sui. I think these are like one-shots low-key because they're so short, but it is a connected storyline, so maybe it doesn't count as a one-shot. This one we're stargazing. It seems kind of boring though. We talk about what we want in the future and talk about how we want peace on Earth. It's a whole fic. It's kind of like multiple mini-fics. They're just kind of strung together. Written in different times. So I skipped over things. Yeah, we talk about wanting to create peace on Earth. Pretty boring. Let's get to the romance. Oh, this one's dramatic. I remember this one. Chat, hold on to your seats, cause it's about to get dramatic. All right. Okay. I have to read this one word for word as well, cause it's so peak. The sound of honking filled the palace gardens, mingling with the angry shouts of a group of servants. I rushed outside, my heart sinking at the sight of the servants waving sticks, trying to herd my beloved geese away from their favorite pond. Hanahaki disease? I have not. It's getting even better. You're right. You're absolutely right. Leave them alone! I called. Hurrying forward, the servants froze, startled by my sudden appearance. One of them stepped forward. My lady, these birds are causing a mess. The prince requested this area be kept pristine. That doesn't mean you could just scare them off, I interrupted. They're harmless, my voice trembling. Before the servant could respond, a calm yet commanding voice cut through the commotion. What's going on here? Everyone turned to see Hakurio approaching, his expression cold and unreadable. Oh god. His gaze swept over the scene, lingering on the geese clustered nervously by the pond. This is so sad. One of the servants bowed quickly. Prince Hakurio, we were only trying to what? This is so your name coded. It's just like high school. It's just like when you're being bullied and they're like, ha, stupid girl with braces, and then the jock comes up and is like, well, leave her alone. It's just that from Wattpad. History never changes, it rewrites itself. Terrify these creatures that clearly mean no harm, or upset someone who clearly cares about them. My eyes widened in surprise at his words. They're geese, my prince, another servant said hesitantly. They don't belong in the royal gardens. This is so dramatic. Hakurio's gaze hardened. They belong here as much as any living thing. And if Ichigo has been caring for them, they are under her protection and therefore under mine as well. The servants exchanged nervous glances before bowing and retreating, muttering apologies as they left. There's a hamburger stuck in my braces. Gross. Are you and your geese all right? He asked. I nodded. Thank you, Hakurio. I didn't think you'd defend them like that. He shrugged. They're important to you, he said simply, and I can see why. They're unusual creatures, strong yet graceful. Like you, they don't quite belong in this world, but that only makes them more remarkable. Go for a burger. Again? How many? Oh, because the 4th of July? I had like 5 burgers a few weeks ago in 1 week. It was crazy. I got all burgered out. I blushed when you said that. And then the geese started waddling closer because they weren't scared anymore. I have to burp because I'm full of beer. But I can't burp like a man. So I'm just like inflated. Guys, I think there's someone inflating over there. My nose is so stuffed. Ugh. Anyways, I'll continue reading sounding like I'm crying. Inflation. I'm getting so big. Anyways, back to the peak. The geese come back, and a goose nudged Hakurio's leg with its beak. They like you, I said, smiling through my shyness. I suppose that's a good thing, Hakurio mumbled, crouching to look at the goose. If they bring you joy, I'll protect them, he said earnestly. My heart swelled at his words, and I pet the goose. Thank you, Hakurio, I said softly. If the value of worry decreases? Yeah. He nodded, his gaze lingering on me longer than necessary. It's nothing, he said. Though I suppose I've become your partner in this strange cause now, haven't I? I felt warmth blossom in my chest. Yes, I said, and I think the geese like you too, or something like that. That's really cringe. That's really bad. It's really bad writing. Yeah, I think the geese like you too. Gross. I always do this shit at like 4 AM, so I was probably falling asleep. I like never let myself go to sleep. That's like some weird Squid Game type shit. I'm the ringmaster. Okay. Oh, I think it's about to like pick up. Cause it says that I'm upset at the beginning. Alright, the day had been relentless. Apparently, I was arguing with palace advisors. Wait, why am I arguing with his palace advisors? Whatever. I think we skipped a part, but apparently I work with his people now, kind of vaguely. Perhaps through him, I'm not sure. We are not horses, we are squids. Squid Game. I'm really upset and I wander through the palace halls and I start crying and I bump into Hakuryu in the corridor and then he's all concerned and he's like, Ichigo, what's wrong? And I'm like, and then he's like, he hugs me and I'm like, wow, this is great, and I start crying and then he just like pets my head and I'm like, I'm sorry, and I say, I didn't mean to break down like this, and he goes, don't apologize, you don't have to carry everything alone, let me help you, and I grip the fabric of his robe, and I'm like, everything just feels like so much sometimes. Wait, do you guys think this was a self-insert? Because this would have been 3 months ago. Do you guys think I made this because of my former employment? Was this what this was? Because it specified, talking to, like, his palace advisors and dealing with politics and stuff? And I wrote these, like, nightly or every other night, whatever I was feeling like I wanted. I think that's what this is. And I was like, I want to be strong, but he was like, you are strong. And he said, even the strongest people need someone to lean on. You don't have to face this on your own. I'm banned? What? What do you mean you're banned? What happened? Who banned I remember calling you Lip, and I was like, oh no, that's I know who you are. It's Lear. The messages are not making sense. What? Oh no, I'm not sure. I don't know if I can't see any pending messages on my end. I read the chat for half an hour and just now found out that everything is passed. Oh no! I don't know what could have happened. What is community moderation? I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Let me see. Yeah, you're not hidden or in timeout. I don't know what the problem could be. It could just be like stupid auto YouTube moderation. Oh, greetings. I'm jealous of your thunderstorm. It is weird. So then he says some cringy shit about strong people needing someone to lean on. Ah! My docs just refreshed. I have to scroll all the way down. Ah. I'm scared of my jaw popping because it's been popping a lot, like loudly and it hurts. Ah, it's lagging so bad. It won't let me scroll. Down, 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 down. My city made it illegal to set off fireworks, so I didn't even get to see any. Hello, Arthur. Okay, I found it. Alright. So he comforts me. I brought tea sandwiches. Oh! There's both a European and British store next to each other in my city. With walking, or town I guess, within walking distance. And I got clotted cream and jam, and they have so many teas and jams and European foods and stuff. It's really fun. I just wanted to share that. It got me riled up for tea again. Anyway. So Hakurio comforts me in the corridor. Is this the start? Cause this is his first time hugging me. And he says if I ever feel like that again, I can come to him. And I think I think we're spoiled with a direct sequel in the next section. I don't know if I want to call it a chapter. I think it's pretty close to the last one in terms of time. What a treat, I know. Alright. The sharp voices echoed down the palace corridors, growing louder as I cautiously approached the throne room. Just so you guys know, the Ko family doesn't get along very well. They have like fucking 10 kids or something. And they just kind of run around doing whatever, and they all disagree with each other. Does the sequel also peak? We're gonna find out. I hadn't meant to overhear, but Hakurio's name, spoken in a cold tone, caught my attention. Curiosity rooted in me, and I stood outside the doors, eavesdropping. She is not fit to stand by your side, one voice spat. A healer from a land of no significance, with strange customs and an even stranger appearance. What would the people think of you lowering yourself to someone like that? Another chimed in. The royal family cannot afford such foolishness, Hakurio. She's not one of us. Her kind has no place in our lineage. Mixing with her people would be a disgrace. I flinched. Oh god, though they hadn't mentioned me by name, there was no mistaking I was what they were talking about. She's a distraction, another said. I know! Nothing more. End this infatuation now before it taints your judgment. For a moment there was silence, then Hakurio's voice rang out. She's more than a distraction, he snapped, and far more honorable than anyone here who dares speak ill of her. And then he hyped me up to them. You are blind, one of them sneered. This attachment will lead to nothing but ruin. I've heard enough. Enough, Hakurio snarled. You speak of disgrace, but your hatred and arrogance are what shame this family. And then he angrily stomped away. And I couldn't get out of the way, and then the doors were thrown open, and I think he knows that I was eavesdropping. And then he saw me, and he was like, Ichigo! And then He's like, you shouldn't have heard any of that. I didn't mean to, I admitted. But they're wrong about me, about my people. I don't care what they think. But I can't stand the thought of them treating you like this because of me. Hakuryu stepped closer. It's not your fault. He said, they have no right to judge you or your homeland. They don't see what I see. And what do you see? I asked hesitantly. Enough! I see someone brave enough to heal the wounds of others. He hesitated. Oh. This is so bad. I won't let them tear us apart, he said fiercely. I refuse to let them dictate my life. You mean that? I said. Every word, he said. But I need to know. Are you willing to stand by me even if it means defying them? Always, I said. And I squeezed his hand. Then we'll face them together, whatever comes next, he said. There's more like writing in between this. I put like details of their expressions and stuff, but that doesn't really matter. We only care about the nitty gritty and what's actually happening. I don't know if I want to read what happens next. It's getting so intense. Even if the whole world is against us. It's so cliche. This was like a guilty pleasure, right though? Like this was not like I didn't put like all of my talent into this. In this one he confides in me. I'll give you guys the rundowns. We're talking to each other, and he starts talking about what he wants his life to look like after all the war and shit. It's kind of bitchy of me to just kind of chill out in his kingdom, cause I'm all like, I want peace for everybody, and then I'm just in bed. I'm in bed with the prince of the kingdom that's fucking everything up. Hold on, I'm like a liberal. That's literally what I am in this story. Oh god. Anyways. Yeah, I've just been chilling in his kingdom while the world falls apart due to his kingdom. I can fix him. I think I can. Maybe. For those who have watched Maggie, Hakuryu kind of loses it. Like, he doesn't stay so nice and happy-go-lucky forever. And it really is just sad to see, and it's written very, very well. And I think this gradually follows that. So he's talking about what he wants his life to look like after the war, and ow, my lungs hurt. Hyper, we're twinning. It hurt to breathe. He said, I dream of a quiet life away from politics and war. A family, someone I can trust by my side. Someone who... And then he trails off, blushing. And I'm like, what is she like? The person you imagine. And he hesitates and fidgets with his fingers. And he says, she's kind. She has strength in her that isn't loud or showy, but she's steady like the earth. And she understands me. And she's beautiful in a way that's unique. And I was like, wow, this is really familiar. And I try not to overthink it. And he said, I don't know if I'll ever deserve someone like her. But having her there, imagining a future with her, it still gives me hope. And I was like, gulp. I think you'll find her, Hakuryu. You have more to offer than you realize. And he was like, really? And then we talked longer. And I think we got that little like +1 friendship points in our relationship. I'm pretty sure it's a slow burn, but this is my version of gooning, okay? This is like me edging myself. But trust, we're gonna get married. Trust. I think. I'm pretty sure actually. Wait, what if we never get married, chat? Like what if I just think we got married because I fantasized about it so much, but it was never put on paper, and then we all just got edged? Oh no. I guess we just have to wait and see. Edge runners. Okay, so I think I've picked up a little job in the infirmary at this time. So I'm fixing like injured people, because that's my person's like talent. And so I'm going about healing people, and then there's like another young healer there from the palace staff, and he's rather friendly. I hate to see it. Are you guys gonna congratulate me when we finally get married? But no, I'm supposed to be telling this from like a past perspective. We're already married and he's dead apparently. Cause I'm an old woman telling this to you right now. So the friendly healer, who's a man, comes to me. He's like, I must say. And I'm healing him because I think he got hurt for some reason. He's useless. Won't congratulate. I'm jealous. You're jealous of Hakurio? Well, he had me first. I'm sorry. He goes, you're far more skilled than I expected, not to mention lovely. If you ever want a partner to exchange techniques or stories, I'd be more than happy to oblige. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of you, but I'm just here to help. And then Hakurio was there. He was there in the doorway, and he wasn't very happy. And so the healer touched my hand, pretty casually, and Hakurio just couldn't take it anymore. And so he jumped in, he goes, is there something you need? And the healer's like, I was just... And he's like, you have been tended to. You should go. And he starts to get defensive, and I'm like, Hakurio? What was that about? Because the healer got shooed out. And he goes, I didn't like the way he was speaking to you. And I see he was just being friendly. And he goes, he wasn't just being friendly. He was trying to court you. You may not see it, but I do. I don't know what the fuck court means. I just thought it meant like talking to a girl. With romantic intent. If anyone can explain further, I would love to know. And it's like awkwardly quiet, and I'm like, why does it bother you so much? And he's like, you deserve someone better than him. Someone who truly understands you. And he gets all edgy and he goes, someone who isn't me. And I'm like, how could you? What a dick. He's like, no one else can have you, and neither can I. He's right next to me. I'm gonna make eye contact. I'm so happy. Oh, anyways. So he fucking threw off the vibes. And then he's like, I care about you more than I should. And seeing someone else try to take your attention, it makes me realize how much I have to burp. I want to burp. I can't burp. That sucks. Anyways, I'm like, you don't have to say it all now, but I care about you too. And then it's just fucking awkward, and he threw off the vibes. He does. Dude, I was going through some weird shit or something, or I think I just wanted attention because I wrote a chapter where Judah just like beats the shit out of me, and Hakurio has to save me. This one probably isn't that entertaining because I don't think anything aside from that really happens. I don't think Gang wants to see the rest of my writings outside of this. Judar does canonically just kind of go around doing whatever he wants though. He's put a lot of the royal family in danger. Despite working for them. So that was pretty, like, canonically accurate. Yeah, we need more cliches. Wait, chat, I think it's picking up. I think it's picking up, alright? Cause we're sitting at a table together at this point. And it says that there's an unspoken connection. So I think something's gonna happen here. I'm gonna skip through. I'm gonna skip to the good part. War Peak. 2 hours of slow burn. Shittily red. He reaches for his cup on the table and he brushes his hand over mine. And I'm like, oh, how could you? What was that about? And he goes, and he stops. I don't know how to say this. And I'm like, gulp, and he's like, I've been avoiding this. Avoiding how I feel about you. I've always known you were special to me, but I didn't want to admit it. Not even to myself, but now I don't want to hide it anymore. I can't. And then I'm blushing, and he cups my face, and he says, I've never felt this way before. I don't know what to do with it, but I can't ignore it any longer. And then we like look into each other's eyes, and then we kiss. Holy shit. We kiss, and we're breathing heavily, so apparently it was a little freaky. And then he says, you mean more to me than I've ever been able to say. Oh my god, I'm gonna blush. This is so flustering. He says he wants to be with me always. What if someone joins and they don't know what's happening and I just sound like a schizophrenic? Anyways, I was like, I want that too. They're gonna think I'm doing just like a live CAI roleplayer. No, there was like some like monologue in between, but it was just kind of like the typical. Okay, this finally it specifies how much time has passed. It says the years passed, so we're years in the future now. I'm not sure how much more we've kissed since then. But it says the years passed in a blur. Are we officially dating? Cause that was like a kiss, that was like a confession, but are we... What are we? I keep yawning. And it takes me a while to yawn, because if I yawn, normally my jaw is gonna pop and it's gonna hurt really bad. Yeah, because this part is specifying that we work together a lot. California, did you have kids? I don't think so, not yet. It's saying we work well together and we work together in the palace a lot. What am I in his government though? Because it seems like the royal family wasn't too fond of me back there. Am I right, guys? I was a little crazy back there. Okay, we're alone again. I think we're in the Goose Garden, but I'm not sure. Seriously, still no kids. I don't know if we're married yet. I don't even know if we've done the deed. Okay, we're in this flower garden, not the Goose Garden. 2 different locations. Ichigo, he began. there's something I've been thinking about for a long time. Something I need you to understand. 6 before marriage. His hands cupped my face gently. Uh-oh. I thought I turned my mic off. I never thought I would find someone like you. Someone who understands me. Who doesn't judge me. You've shown me a kind of love I never knew I needed, and I can't imagine my life without you in it. How nice. I don't want to live without you, he said. I want to build a future with you where we can be happy. A life where I can be the man you deserve. I promise you that I'll always be by your side through every hardship and every quiet moment we have together. Oh my god, he's reaching into his pocket! Oh! He pulled out a ring! Holy shit! He's asking me to marry him! Oh my god! And I said, yes, Sakuri, yes, I'll marry you. And then he put the ring on my finger, and we kissed, and I guess now we're engaged. And then it just says, time skip. I just said straight up, I can't fucking wait anymore. Time skip that bitch. And then it says the day has finally come. The wedding day. I hope you guys are excited. Progress finally after all this time. I think I got a little impatient here. Alright, it's the wedding day. Wow, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Are you guys excited? I think you guys are invited. Probably. The palace is decorated. I guess he wasn't disowned. Despite all that huffing and puffing. Read my comments. The spring is gone. Tomatoes are wilted. Is that like a cliche? Are we doing cliche statements? Or are you saying you should have done it like while I was ovulating or something? Our new Russian sayings. Oh, I see. What does that one mean? More up. Courting equals flirting with serious intentions? That one? Or am I not seeing it? Ah! I didn't describe my dress. Not that it matters, I guess. No, Russian thing. The tomatoes one? I thought I read that and then I was like, is this talking about ovulation? And missing it? This wedding is kind of boring. I think it's because we've been like around each other for like 5 years at least at this point. It's just like what hasn't been said. That was boring as fuck. All that hype, it's just like, the wedding was pretty. It's so nice. We say our vows. Is the wedding the end? No, it continues. I and Hakurio were declared husband and wife and the crowd cheers. And then we kiss again. Ovulation's ew? What do you mean ew? Is that not what the men desire? Wait, I think we're getting freaky. I think we're getting freaky because it continues after. The wedding of all time. It was so lackluster. It was like 3 paragraphs. It was like really little. Oh my god, the writing just suddenly gets better quality. I think we know why the wedding was rushed. Should I read it like as far as I'm allowed to on YouTube? I never go into like all the nitty-gritty. I think it's like pretty like anime, like nothing that's not allowed on YouTube. It's just gonna be really cringy. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. I'm scared, I'm nervous, chat. How do I write this with a straight face? I can't read this with a straight face. He said, I've waited for this moment for so long. Oh my god. Oh. It's not even that bad, I just don't want to keep... I don't want to keep looking. The freak is too freaky. Oh my god! He untied my ribbon! What is the ribbon? Well, what is the ribbon holding in this instance? No, I have to keep reading. I have to keep reading. I'm skimming over it. I'm so curious. I need to know if we have children and what their names are. I feel as if I've forgotten a whole life. I've forgotten a whole life. And I've forgotten my husband and I've forgotten my kids. How many do we have and what are their names and what are they like? Why did it went from like speeding through everything and having short as fuck like little writing snippets to just like locked in full paragraphs, 10, like I've scrolled past eight like 4-sentence paragraphs so far, all about this instance, and nothing has happened yet. Yeah, we kissed and then it's over. So it's just like a nothing burger. I was scared for nothing. But now I'm grumpy because we don't have children. I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and it's just a bunch of freaky stuff and no kids. Oh wait, it locks in, it goes back to the story. Okay. So we're canonically married now. I guess that makes me a princess of the Koa Empire. And we've freaked it. Who knows how many times, alright? It's unclear. He's a prince and he's busy, so maybe like two times per year. So as the story carries on, it says that he's been intense and dark lately, and I noticed him growing more edgy and menacing. And I watched him grow colder towards first enemies and then everybody, but he still had a soft spot for me. And I was like, oh, I'm worried about you. And he was like, worried about what? And I was like, I just feel like you're just such an angry person. And he was like, I'm not slipping away. I'm not angry. Everything I do is for us. So basically he instantly became like a middle-aged man who just ruins their family. So I was pretty upset and he wasn't listening to me. And then he was like, oh Ichigo, I love you, but I just really need to just go fight wars and shit. You just don't understand. That sounds like something an angry person would say. He got kind of nice, but he kind of got dismissive. That would suck though, like watching someone you love turn evil. Yeah, it's getting so cringy because it's going into like I can fix him territory where he's like evil, and I'm like, please, please stop for me. This is so immersive. It just ends. It ends where he becomes the king, and I'm not too happy about that because it means he's like even more powerful while also being an angry little boy, an angry little guy. Is it Anakin at Padme level? Yeah, I guess it's comparable to that. It especially sucks when they have a soft spot for you. I imagine. At least based on what I've seen in the movies and in this immersion experience, like they come home and they're like, after just killing people, they're like, oh, it's okay. I love you, you're beautiful. I'm doing this for us. What does shafted mean? You darter gets me. No, what if that healer, that little healer from earlier arrives and he catches us healing each other in the alleyway? Sometimes it's our own friends that become our enemies. Had no heroes, so I looked up to the villains. Or some shit. Instagram captions. While they sleep, I'm living they dream. Should I continue writing this, chat? Should I like lock in and make like a reasonably good story that's not this way? Not so bad. I want my kitty. Should I come and bring him in? A goodbye, farewell. Oh my gosh, I had my Discord minimized, and I was like, why are all the pictures so little? It was because my Discord was minimized. That is such a cute goose. She is so round. Man, I love geese. I know you guys couldn't tell. You write that but off stream, then publish it. I should just make it like an actual novel, but I have to write smaller little blurbs to tie together all the just like random shit. Petting my kitty right now. Lucky, I need to join you. I'll go get him, but he's probably all sleepy and asleep right now. Alright, BRB. Okay. Hello. I have a cat on my lap. He was so swirly and sleepy outside. I didn't want to wake him up, but I did anyways. And he was so purry, and now he's sitting on me. But I don't know if my mic will pick up his meows. I don't know if he'll meow anyway. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my Goodness, no! No, don't be upset! It's okay! Your nose is wet. Hello? You wanna meow? Meow meow. He meows weird, he makes like little baby noises. Oh! It's okay! It's okay! Oh, he's huffing. Oh, it's okay. You're okay. Oh no, no, it's okay. You're so happy! You love it! You love it here! You love me! You love me, and I love you, and you love me. It's okay! It's okay! It's okay! Oh my god! Oh my god! He is huffing, he is not happy. I know you're so sleepy. It's not really a meow at this point. Oh my god. What the fuck? No! I love you. I love you. I love you. Don't be upset. Don't be upset. I wasn't harassing him, I was just holding him. Oh. My cat has discovered how to open my door. I'm not sure why he's doing it right now. He just did it. Holy shit. The door was shut. He just opened it. Well, go on out. Smarty pants. He figured out like there's like a loose spot at the bottom of the floor and he like shoves his paw in there and just like literally grabs my completely shut door and just rips it open. He learned how to open the cabinets too, and I was like grabbing him. I was like, stop that! And then he like gripped it and was like pulling onto the cabinet while I pulled him away. He was pissed. I've never heard him make that noise because usually he does it like spaced out. Like he doesn't do it rapidly like that. It's probably because I woke him up and he wanted to be a circle in the living room. I usually don't harass him like that. I was just hoping he would meow and not instantly be pissed off, but he's a cutie baby. He's not like a bitchy angry cat. He doesn't swat ever. He never swats at me. He doesn't bite or scratch. Unless he's playing, but that's like gentle. But like even when I'm pissing him off like that, he never swats or like scratches or anything. He's a very sweet baby. A little ball of dark matter meows in a thinner voice, even though he's already 8. My cat, the shelter claimed he was 4 when I got him. He looks like a kitten. Like he looks like he's like 2. He is pretty smart. He's a baby. Yeah, I guess I'll go and I'll see if I can throw together a schedule. I should be free at this point. Hopefully, it was mainly that there was just like random shit breaking, and I always had to be available for like plumbers and stuff coming in to fix things. So now I think it's okay. Oh, congrats on a 14-year-old kitty! I hope mine can go super long. I can't imagine a world without him. He has such a cute face. Lady cat. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Happy 4th of July, I guess. Thank you, Hypersonic, for reaching level 14. Thank you. And you guys have like the top 3 top fan badges now. I think that's a new feature. Anyways, basically the same thing. I can't stop burping. Anyways. Thank you, Hypersonic, for reaching level 14. Thank you, Arthur D, for reaching level 10. Thank you. Thank you, Maybe Morts, for reaching level 10. Thank you. I'll discuss my idea with you, my ideas later. Oh, I'm eager to hear. And thank you, Mods, Maybe Morps, Arthur D, exclamation question mark, Angel178, and Armani for making sure everything goes smoothly. Thank you. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow, ideally tomorrow, I guess. Technically today, for the next stream, and I'm excited to be back, and hopefully I can fix my mic a little better. Yeah, I'll see you guys later as soon as possible. And yeah, bye bye. じゃあ、またね。バイバーイ。